Hey, so good morning. I'm gonna go and show you guys what's growing in the garden right now, and then probably go for a run and some other stuff too.
This is a world.
This is a world premiere.
This is a world.
So we're in my garden, in my attic. So there's, as you can see, there's still so much basil, and then we got some kale and some, I don't know what that is, but it's there. There's more kale, and we got our dandelion greens. It's the same two dandelion greens, that the only two that actually came up, and I've cut them all the way down, and now they're sprouted back up and probably ready to harvest again. And as you can see, more kale. That needs some more time. I think I'm gonna end up putting everything in bigger pots, just because I think if it was in bigger pots, it would really grow. But you know, that's it for the garden. I'm gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna wake up Ethan, and we're gonna go for a run. So Jack gets excited when it's time to wake up Ethan. Hey Ethan, are you awake?
Mm-hmm.
You're on your phone, aren't you? What are you doing? Have you been on your phone?
No, I was waiting for the alarm to go off. I don't know why. My phone's broken.
Your phone's broken? What time is it?
6:56.
Okay. So you might as well say good morning, because you're being vlogged right now.
Morning.
These are the days when it really counts, when it's really cold and it's snowing and you still get up and go for a 10-mile run. I feel like vegan revolution. It's probably a little too late for that though.
It's surprising that we are able to even have the dominant culture in the Western sense, considering over near like the Middle East, you have populations like India that are 4 times the greater the population than Americans have, and then you also have China, which is also 4 times the population of America. So,
And Africa.
and all of Africa as well. All of those countries totaling way over the population of America. You know, having 318 million people in America versus 1.3 billion in India and 1.3 billion in China. You'd think that almost they would rule the dominant culture and we would be speaking their language and following their traditions, instead of just almost holding the middle finger up in a sense and trying to get other people to adopt our culture that we've developed in really a short period of time, a lot shorter than the other countries have been around, that's for sure.
Well, when we were at the MLK March, Mama Sandra Simmons, Reverend Sandra Simmons, who is respectfully referred to as Mama Sandra, gave a pretty rousing speech, but she ended with, you know, a biblical quote. And she talks about, watch, stand fast in the faith,
Stand fast in the face.
be strong,
Be strong.
let all you do be done in love.
Let all you do be done in love.
And so then we started talking about how, you know, a lot can be done. You know, extreme measures can be taken in love, right? It doesn't, you know, breaking into a slaughterhouse and trying to shut down the operation of a slaughterhouse can be considered a violent act. But that can be done in so much love, right? But then that same act can be done in hate. And the outcomes might look the same on the surface, but in terms of the impact of the person who does it, is it the same? I don't know. We started talking about Paulo Freire.
He was, in his book, he was talking about how anything that is done in love and communication is a form of like fighting oppression, and like those are good things to be a part of. And anything that is opposite or anything that is outside of love and communication is nothing but hateful acts and should be looked at as an oppressor.
That's interesting. I thought it was an interesting concept. And then of course we started talking about, like, you know, vegan drama, and like really considering the people who are engaging in that vegan drama, and like, are they doing that with love in their hearts? You know, So we're coming around to the tip of the island. We've probably been running for about an hour. I don't know, maybe even a little more than an hour. I don't know. Like I said, we don't go very fast. Do you think I blocked Carl from my channel? Love. Do you think that was an act? Do you think that could be an act of love to block someone?
You know, think about think about what happened when you blocked him, right? So initially he was you know, making very rude remarks and comments to people on your channel that were just simply sharing their opinion and spectating. And in defense of them, you know, you blocked and reported this person that you have tried to communicate with many times. That's the difference, you know, versus someone who's just like, oh, you know, F this guy, block. And someone who was like, no, I think that these are really offensive and that, you know, I've messaged him privately and I've talked to him and that this is not acceptable behavior, and he doesn't seem to care. So out of the love of my friends and the people in my community on YouTube, I'm going to unfortunately do something that I wouldn't necessarily want to do, but remove this person from being able to participate in all of this.
Right. What people don't understand is that in terms of the visibility of the channel, to have somebody who's constantly on there starting fights, you know, in some ways that helps me, right? Because controversy.
It's great, but for someone to target members that are trying to just partake in the conversation,
right,
is different than sharing one's opinion, right? That's outright violence.
Right. See, I view it as a personal loss to have shut someone out of the debate because that person potentially might have something to offer. But I think,
see from past arguments, that's unfortunately not the case.
That hasn't been the case. So that's it for this video. Thanks for tuning in. Like it if you like it. Share, comment, subscribe. This is Reg
and Ethan
signing off. Love yourself.
Peace.
Peace.
And I love myself. The world is a ghetto, big guns and big